I've been waiting for this day.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for real, bro. Because a lot of times it's a square motherfucker saying something,
for sure.
and you really don't want to have a conversation with him because he gonna get half of it. But with you, I can authentically say you didn't walk the walk.
Yeah, for sure.
You from a notable set.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You done been places, you counted the feds, everything, right?
Sure.
So please, man, I want to hear a couple things that you say, Wack, that's some bullshit. And you wrong.
Yeah, because Ant, for those who don't know, Ant has vocally disagreed with Wack.
No,
for
that's
sure.
Cool. I'll be looking at his combo because this nigga might be right.
And
I'm here in the moderating
and a lot of niggas mad at me, right? You know how many phone calls I was getting, like, hey man, why you going up there? Why you doing this? It's a bad look. And I'm like, how this is a bad look, bro? Like, ever since I dropped this segment yesterday saying I got on the phone call with this man and niggas I grew up with, my childhood friends, you know what I'm saying, called in, was like, nah, bro, he didn't tell on us. Niggas just like act like I'm enemy suspect number one or I'm harboring
well, you're the feds. You know what? First of all, let's cover that. Ant, let's cover that. First of all.
Well, y'all never spoke before yesterday.
No, for the other day. Never. Right? First of all, if I would have been a nigga from inner city, LA, Compton, Watts, East Side, West Side, 70% of what I deal with, I wouldn't deal with. But because when it comes to the music industry and shit like that, and I'm from Pacoima, and I'm from the Valley, right? Our streets think how a nigga from Whoop-de-Whoop is in position doing Whoop-de-Whoop, and they not understanding we talking about an individual when it comes to business. This ain't about what a nigga hood done did and they didn't awarded a nigga hood this, that, or this or that, right? So the fact that I'm from the Valley, right, that's what triggers the majority of it. Now, depending on where you go and what neighborhood you go to, they love Wack because they didn't reach down. Wack done pulled up to the east side. I done been on Mary Street with 3-4 of the people was losing their houses. When I had the real estate office and the financial office, you know what I did? Went over there and redid their loans and saved them people's houses. Shout out to my man Deco from 89th Street, right? So, and know what I charged them? Nothing. I remember pulling up to when his little brother get killed and they told me to come to the funeral. When I got there, it was a disagreement going on at the house. Yo, what's the problem? Wack the homies just kind of showed him what is it? I wrote the check. Let's get him in the ground, right? But these is cats I did time with. You know what I'm saying? I didn't had extreme love for my Keyway partners. It's real shit. Big Fish.
Right.
They picked me up from Central Juvenile Hall on the Goose. I left M&N and went to Delano, right? Young nigga, fresh out of YA. Right? When I get in there, everybody roll calling where they from. 3-4 niggas say we got us one. I'm the only Damo in there. I jump up, Big Fish from 6-0, G nigga. He like, nah, nigga, this nigga look like he can be my son. He got the heart to jump up, head up or nothing. That's love. I done been in dorms, my nigga Crazy C from Schoolyard. You know what I'm saying? Right? Wack, check this out. I know you don't know me, but nigga, you know, cause back then it was that black and brown thing going on. You called me out of the blue.
Right.
Wack, I'm in this contract with Don King. I've been fighting for a year. He won't let me out. 2 weeks. I make a call, boom. I get you released. What I owe you, Wack, what I tell you?
No, we're straight.
Right? So at the end of the day, I'm colorblind. I'm not a gangbanger. I don't hate a motherfucker. I fuck with who fuck with me, period. And a lot of people, believe it or not, and you gonna understand it, that's calling you, is people that probably reach to me and I just wouldn't do nothing with them.
Yeah.
A lot of them be mad because they know it Wack fuck with you. If it's a door to be open and you call me, he gonna do that for you and I'm gonna keep moving.
Do you
know
think,
what I'm saying?
Wack, do you think more people look at you as an industry person or a street person when it come down to it?
When they want to crucify me, they call me a street nigga. Right? And now I'm gonna be real. Before you get going, because I want you to have your questions right. If I don't do nothing, no, Ant, listen to me. I do nothing in the streets.
It ain't nothing. It ain't, look, all right, look.
No, Ant, hear me out. I do nothing in the street to generate income. If I did anything in the streets to generate income, anybody I did business with, like 6ix9ine anybody, I'd be in total violation.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't never say I'm protecting somebody. People know I'm doing business because I tell them. They ain't like they found out. I be like, yo, I'm finna go do
You
this.
be in violation for what?
No, if I was getting money in the street,
No, but we go
on some real shit. I shouldn't be fraternizing with. Nah, you can't do that.
We gonna set a lot of narratives straight.
Come on, Mountain Way.
Come on, Ant.
So look,
Come on,
That's why we here,
let's go.
player. Go crazy, gang.
First and foremost, my first issue, the podcast with you and Big U. You know what I'm saying?
At my studio with Gilly and Wallow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know
What
what I'm
happened?
saying? You was like, they asked you about the Monster and You thing, and I can
Okay, let's talk about that.
Listen, hold on before we
about
get
that.
there. So my thing is, I can never have a problem about who you pick. Like, if that's your pick, that's your choice. I don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, all my choices ain't gonna be A-Trade. So, like, if that's what you pick, that's what you
Ant,
pick.
did you remember what the overall was? When it come to cripping,
Gilly and Wallow was basically like giving respects to Monster. Like, nigga, like as far as on the East Coast, Monster set the president. Like, he the reason why niggas gang banging. That's who we looked up to.
He wrote the book.
No, not only that, I swear to God.
He wrote the book.
The Bloods, from what they tell me, started over there from them read Monster Cody's book. I'm totally confused about that.
Yeah, that's
you read
crazy.
the motherfucking Crip book.
And like, we gonna be blood.
Because I read the book in Eminem. I read the book.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to acknowledge the importance
No, but hold
of the
on.
book.
But here's the thing. The difference between Monster Cody and Big U was the transitioning. You get me?
Transition as far as what?
Monster, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking because he had Oprah. This nigga had Oprah Winfrey on his side. Remember Oprah, that big ass book club? Because see, when he did it, they had to run it through Canada and bring it back because of the Son of Sam law. So if you look at the back of the book, instead of it saying U.S. first, it said Canada first. They was just intrigued with this nigga work to do that, right? They didn't use that against him not to do it, right? So when he came home, right, he had a motherfucking door so open to step in and run it up.
Right.
But we seen the book, we read the book, everybody knew about the book. But when Monster come home, all you heard was he home, and then you heard about when he went back.
Right.
When Big U came home, right, he transitioned. And I'm gonna be real. I know it's transitioning because it was the red flag niggas that did it.
Right.
Cause soon he come home, he catch the case, right, with his son.
Right.
We bailed him out, got him an attorney, right? His first big check came from the game shoe deal, right? They let him make 80, right? The Nipsey deal come through me and Game strategizing and setting up for him to get the bag. So, and then through us, he met a lot of industry people, right? So Big U, I feel like, was the Crip that did all the time that was known. Now, if you ask me who had more notoriety when it comes to the streets in that era, Monster Cody or Big U, I'm gonna tell you Monster Cody. Yeah. I never heard of Big U when I was right. You can't take that, right? And then when you get to the pen, you hear about all the work he put in. But the transitioning from that, which you're doing, you're transitioning more than Monster, right?
Yeah.
The transitioning coming home after having a spark, he had more of a spark because he had a book that was out that Oprah Winfrey was acknowledging, so he could have stepped out. Right, and went. Big U had to come home, use the corrupt card to get to Death Row, and then from there he met us. So when it comes to the transitioning, what's my man they killed? Was it Tookie that they killed? Tookie transitioned in there on Death Row. He wrote the children's book, but he was never able to come back to the streets and blossom with it. Right?
Yeah, but Wack, wouldn't you say that back then there was way less opportunities for?
Yeah, goddamn
you
right.
Feel me? Like, so, Monster a little older than Big U,
yeah,
right?
Sure.
So it's
like generation up under.
That's what I'm saying.
Monster like second generation, you like third generation.
That's so it's a whole previous generation.
So listen, and Jefe, I stand on that. I think Big U, when it came to the Crips of, in his era, he had a name in there right now. But the transitioning on the overall, he just had a 21-year run.
But hold on though, Wack. See, he had your help. I don't see no one around Monster who had that type of.
All right, look.
That nigga had Oprah.
No. Look, this is what I'm gonna say. Look, man.
That nigga could have win.
The people that Monster, you know what I'm saying, had around him, like for sure, Monster had billionaire motherfuckers around him. You know what I'm saying? Monster would tell you like a connects that he had and people he had in his pockets. This the thing is about Monster. Monster didn't care about that shit. Like, for real, seriously, like, even the homegirl that fucked with him from years, the G homegirl, she'd tell you, she like, Monster did it regardless of how that nigga died, like, yeah, to you, because you live in his life and you might be more aware. Like, what? Like, if I got $1 billion or $100 million, I ain't gonna do this and that. Like, that nigga lived and died how he wanted to die. Like he didn't care. And so that's what I'm saying. So but process shit differently. So, you know, that could have been like shit from, you know what I'm saying, alleged that he did in the streets. Like, you know, them demons foster it on him to where,
he
like,
water era too, bro.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's a difference between having somebody behind you with the bag who willing to help you, and then somebody like Wack who able to navigate it and use that bag to get you there. You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's what I'm saying. He had all them people like they was willing to help, but I'm saying that was Monster was just doing him. Like, you know, he was on his little, he was doing what he wanted to do. He was on his little bench just going back and forth to jail. He did that. You know what I'm saying? To where you probably, you know what I'm saying, probably got it. You know what I'm saying? Then he had them around him to help him, like other street people, you know what I'm saying? To where it's different from being helped by people from your background, that's your peers that got money, then you just meeting somebody that might be, you know what I'm saying, westernized to you, or they, you know what I'm saying,
but see, one thing you got to give Big U credit for is he came looking for the help.
Okay, I got you.
And if I'm not mistaken, his companies, he established these things while he was in jail. So he had a plan. What he's saying is Monster got his ass out and did Monster. Yeah, so in that right, when we talking about it, and I believe right now on some real shit, I see a lot of street dudes, right, that's making a run for big shit. Right now in this era, I'm watching it, like coming from my neighborhood, right? It's a lot of dudes, Jeff Bryan, cats that had big names moving a lot of work. The first battle ramming happened in Pacoima, California. Right? You get what I'm saying?
Battle ram.
You don't know what the battle ram is? He know what the battle ram is. They got this tank.
If I don't know, it's a lot of people watching who don't.
So the battle ram is they got like this vehicle, tank style vehicle. They got a long thing in the front with a big ass square plate.
Right.
And they pull up on your front yard and they hit your door with it. Right? That happened at Snowfall. If you watch Snowfall, them was Pacoima projects, right? That's not the complete story of Freeway Rick. That's a nigga named Bo Bennett.
Wait, I thought that was supposed to
be Freeway Rick.
But ain't that right? I thought that was
Bo Bennett. Baby mama grew up in our neighborhood as kids, right?
That wasn't supposed to be the PJs over there, the Imperial Courts?
The Pacoima projects on Van Nuys Boulevard and motherfucking Herrick, nigga, that's what them is.
I thought
they got different scenes though, like different.
I know it was from the Imperial.
No, what I'm telling you is that's what it's supposed to be. But the location it's shot, it's 4 sets of projects over there. Right? So me coming from where I'm coming from and my homeboys, right? I don't just take them to this shit. They'll tell you, nigga, I done took these niggas to Russia, the Philippines, Thailand, London, Dubai, because I want them to see these things so they can come back and be reaching for something else. So within that, Ant, I wish we had a board. I think I'm one up.
Well, here's the thing, real quick. Just to summarize that
because what you're saying is Monster could have, but he didn't because he didn't give a fuck.
Listen, that you never let me finish. That wasn't my issue.
Keep cooking.
Go ahead.
This was my issue. So you get off. They do the Monster versus you thing. So you like, I got Big U. You know, he knocked out 30 Mexicans. You know, Monster. You know, smoking crack. Ooh, this and that. So I'm just like, damn, that's just like flag on the play. Like, what did that man got to do smoking crack? Like, his gangsterism was his gangsterism. Like, smoking crack.
And
what?
And now, man, you both know. Now, me personally, I got some G homies that's knockout hardest. I ain't gonna say their names, right? But I'm gonna be real. The minute you put that pipe in your mouth, I'm not gonna give you. It's a few things, right? I got some homies that used to be Crips and turned the hood. You could never have the status of a G homie that just been from the hood. The minute you put that pipe in your mouth, and I'm gonna be real, certain things I accept because of the era. PCP and them niggas era, I don't hold it against them, right?
That's a sure.
I'm gonna be real. Another one that's kind of on the edge is the Primos and the powder, right?
I was gonna say powder in general.
No, I don't because I know what it is. But nigga, if you put that straight shooter in your mouth, I can't give you the same R that I gave that the nigga from your same generation or whatever who didn't, because y'all was experiencing the same shit. I don't think. I'm looking at you. I don't think you never around.
No, hell no.
Okay, I ain't no fucking around. Right? So look, hold on. Now be real. So if it's a homie, right? Say if it's a homie, and hypothetically, and he ain't smoke crack. The minute he say some weird shit, right? Or they like, man, that nigga whoop said this about you. What first thing you gonna say? Oh, bass head ass nigga. Keep it real.
No, listen. I ain't gonna lie. Look, see, I'm really a nigga that stand on like it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. Now, hell no, I'm not gonna smoke crack, nigga. I'm not gonna smoke water, nigga. I don't do nothing but smoke weed.
Yeah,
I don't do shit but smoke weed. I don't smoke cigarettes, none of that shit. My whole life, this the only thing I do. If I stop this, I'll stop spending a lot of money. I'll get in trouble for this shit right here. Gotcha. I don't do shit else. I rarely drink unless I'm with my niggas that drink or anything.
Okay, so you just saw the clip, but did you know that you can watch this entire interview right now before it's released to the public, uncensored, by becoming a member for just $5 a month, and there's a lot of other crazy benefits as well. So make sure you hit the link down in the description and sign up. Appreciate y'all.